Well, we're down to 72 hours. Actually, less than 72 hours. Looking at my clock right now, we're about 67 hours away from King and Queen of the Ring when WWE returns to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Falls Count Anywhere here on Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Erik Dunn here, back at home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts, yet again. Hope everyone is enjoying weather right now, wherever you are. Warm weather this week, a lot warmer than everyone thought there would be. Summer getting a little taste with it being a month away, but it is what it is. I'm hearing within the weather changes frequently around here. Uh, I have the usual for all of you, the Raw and SmackDown results from last Friday night and Monday night, and then just going over the entire card for King and Queen of the Ring, as well as a couple updates regarding what could be happening at the event. And a little bit of a fun fact for you that I'll be towards the end of our time here. Before we go any further, this is live every Wednesday night at 5 right here on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Twitch. Follow us on our Facebook and our YouTube channels as well for you to get up to date information on our company. Red Circle, Amazon, Google, Spotify, TuneIn, and Podbean podcasts, where you will also be able to find this program. Donating stars and bits also helps us gather monetary progress as a company. Buy me a coffee at RI Broadcasting underscore is also where you'll be able to find us as well to help donate. Um, but yeah, sharing, commenting, and following is the biggest thing for how we are able to get the name out there and keep pushing it out further. But it's funny before I go any farther here that since I want to say episode 10 of this second season, I've had views averaging just under 250. And for some reason, just last week, the man behind the scenes at RIB, Rodrigo, and I were talking about the view count and how it's climbed and like skyrocketed just as of late. And to whoever's doing that and whoever's been doing that, I want to make sure I take this chance to say thank you. Because not only do the views help, but it goes to show how much you guys actually care. And for someone like me, it means more than words could say. And me being a one man show, running this solo, as you guys know, that I used to have three co hosts. I used to have, well, no, sorry. I used to have three people that we all were co hosts together. But then it turned into just me being by myself. And I think I've held my own pretty well. And I think I've stood my ground pretty well. And, we're on to another year for WWE and what they could do leading up to WrestleMania 41 in Vegas next year in 25. And we go from there. So, with all that done being said, this broadcast is Falls Count Anywhere. It's the exclusive property of Erik Dunn Productions, Rodrigo and Rhode Island Broadcasting to the use of our audience, and any publication, reuse, or redistribution by anyone is not prohibited and is given the express consent to be shared everywhere and is greatly appreciated. So, SmackDown. SmackDown, a little bit of a twist and turn with the last quarterfinal match being between so the main event of SmackDown was the Apex Predator, Viper, and Legend Killer, the 14-time world champion Randy Orton, who, by the way, in my opinion, will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He booked his ticket to the semifinal against yep, Tama Tonga. That will be the main event for, I believe, this Friday night for SmackDown. And it's going to be live in Saudi Arabia as WWE just, I believe, landed there either as of this morning or last night. But however, Randy did also added his plans for the bloodline, and he was not happy. And it to me was a very interesting ending promo he gave to wrap up SmackDown. And I haven't had a chance to go back to listen to it, but I did, however, read the comments of it, and it was Randy spitting fire out. And it was interesting. But I will say, however, Randy brought back something that I never thought he would ever bring back again in a long time. He brought back the punk kick. If you guys can remember, 2009, I want to say he really started to use that. Um, and then on top of that, um, um, Cargill unfortunately lost via um, disqualification. So Nia Jax will be taking on Bianca Belair on Friday night in the semifinal. Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul signed their contract for champion versus champion for Cody Rhodes' WWE title at King and Queen of the Ring. And Belair defeated Tiffany Stratton in her quarterfinal matchup, and and that was for SmackDown. And then we're gonna move on to Raw. The main event of it was uh, Jey Uso versus Gunther to see who will be going on to Saudi Arabia on Saturday to the final matchup. And then as well, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark are the new number one contenders for the women's tag team titles, and they will be next in line to take on Belair and Cargill. Jay lost via submission to Gunther. Austin Truth also retained their World Tag Team titles against Judgment Day. That was great to see. Braun Strowman came out with the save, which was funny seeing him out there. And so, with that being said, now we're going to move on to King and Queen of the Ring. And so, as of right now, here is the tournament bracket for who will be in the final. Lara Volkera is going to Saudi Arabia. She will be in the final. It's going to be either against Belair or Nia Jax. And then for the men, it'll be either Tama Tonga or Randy Orton against Gunther. But I will say, if it's Randy, here's the funny part about all of this. A lot of people are saying that they want Randy to be King of the Ring. Let's stop and think for a second. When you look at Randy's accolades in WWE, how how much has he really done? So, as I mentioned to you before, Randy is a 14-time world champion. Randy is Randy has won the Intercontinental title and the United States title, which makes him a Grand Slam champion. He's a three-time tag team champion as well. Sorry, he's also a he's a four-time champion. He's won Money in the Bank. He's a two-time Royal Rumble winner. He's the 10th Grand Slam champion, 17th Triple Crown winner, and he is also listed right now as one of the most popular and still loved wrestlers in the history of this company. Now, I will say that most of Randy's career, as I mentioned to you earlier, um, mostly Randy's been a heel. And when you think of like Randy being a heel, that's where he shined the most when it came to WWE. But I will say though, like as a face, the fans love him. And to me, that was actually pretty um, interesting looking at it from like that kind of perspective. Like who performs better as a face, who performs better as a heel. But Randy, if he becomes King of the Ring, that would be amazing in my eyes. I would love to see Randy be King of the Ring because I think with him, I think the winner of that match is going to set up the main event for I want to say either Clash at the Castle or Money in the Bank in July. I think the winner of the King of the Ring not only is King of the Ring, I think that that person might be the number one contender. And I think that if Randy wins, he is number one contender against Cody for the WWE Championship. But if Gunther wins King of the Ring, he's the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that could either be Damian Priest or if McIntyre gets cleared, it could be him because Clash of the Castle is in Glasgow, Scotland, the backyard of McIntyre. Gotta keep an eye on that regarding if he's going to get cleared from his injury. However, here is what we have currently right now. As I mentioned earlier, Gunther will either face Tama Tonga or Randy. I think him and Randy is a moneymaker. I think that'll be a hell of a match. Um, Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul, however, it's for the WWE title. My prediction on this, Cody should retain this because if they're going to set this up where it could be him and Randy, who would you rather see? Cody versus Randy or Cody versus Rock? Because I mentioned this to you earlier. If Rock returns later on in the summer for SummerSlam, I mentioned this to you last week. Cody might actually lose the title to Rock. But you know what? If Cody does face Randy, Randy could end up dethroning him if that happens. But however, the reports are out right now that it's going to be Cody and Rock in the main event of WrestleMania 41. WWE has been known to change plans at the last second all the time. Hence, last year's WrestleMania in 23, Cody was supposed to dethrone Reigns, but then a last second change made Reigns become champion again and hold on to the title for another year. Hence, his title reign was about 3 years and 8 months. But Cody will win that. And then for the women's world heavyweight title, you've got Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is still on the Revenge Tour. Becky, however, still has got unfinished business with Rhea. I think this is probably going to go either way. I really think that Becky will retain, but however, I say 50-50 because I could see Liv winning in Saudi Arabia. I could see Liv winning it. Liv hasn't been champion in a long time again. Maybe Morgan will finally get her shot again. So I would say that if I really had to pick, it would probably be Becky on that one. And then we go to the triple threat match for the Intercontinental title: Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed. Sami all day, every day. I think Sami's going to get a very long run with this. I could see I can see Sami getting a good run. Those are my predictions on that right now, yeah, because I think that's going to be the entire card. But if it's just 4 matches, unless we see something else, like that's your card for King and Queen of the Ring. It's simply just 4 matches and that's it. You're probably going to see 30-minute matches on each. But the problem is, if you do that, then it's a 2-hour show. WWE is not known to be 2-hour live events. It's 3 or more. So there's got to be something else up their sleeve I'm not seeing, because I'm not seeing anything else. But Saturday, when I digest everything, watch everything over, next week I'll have all the predictions for you with the results of those predictions of the entire card. And then we're going to be all eyes on to about a month away from Clash of the Castle. Still no news, however. As I mentioned earlier, Cena probably not until the Rumble in January. Brock Lesnar, still no word on him. Rock will probably be SummerSlam. There's no word on that there, but I'm most excited about Money in the Bank, though, in July. In Toronto, that's going to be a great night. However, whoever's going to be in possession of those briefcases has got to have a plan behind it. Now that we're officially completely under Triple H and Nick Khan, the big question is, what are they going to use with that ability to um, push WWE into another stratosphere? How could they do it? And to be honest with you, I'm very interested in wanting to know that. I actually am. So the biggest thing for WWE right now with King and Queen of the Ring is the momentum with this night has to be spot on. The previous winners of King and Queen of the Ring hasn't had a lot of momentum or value behind it. Saturday will tell the story. Who's worthy of it and who's not. Now, that fun fact I was telling you about. So as you guys know, today is June 22nd. No, sorry, May 22nd. But yeah, I did say June 22nd, didn't I? Because a month from today is when I go back to Polar Park to perform the national anthem for the Worcester Red Sox, the Woo Sox for short. So I found it kind of ironic that the 22nd land on a Wednesday, and I'm like, well, that's a good starting point. I'm a month away from my performance again. Back-to-back years up in Worcester. Still working on preparations on that. Still working on it a little bit. Still got some work to do to tweak it a little bit, but definitely excited though. I'm pushing out the advertising campaign as if I'm running for president. I'm trying to get tickets sold. I'm trying to get people trying to come up either 146 of the downward island or come up the Mass Pike if they're east of the city in Boston, or just 485 in general. They're around my area in Plymouth County. So, I'm going to be just advertising that out, promoting it out still, and, we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I'm definitely surprised at how well things could be on that sense of just the preparation for it, just the anticipation. But I'm amazed how fast time goes by. I mean, I can still remember, you know, it being almost 5 months ago when I got the email, and then when I got the call, like that clock doesn't stop for anything, man. Like that clock won't stop for anybody. So as time continues to move and the world continues to rotate, that's just the way it goes. But biggest thing for WWE is just hit a home run with this. Because as I mentioned to you earlier, they're not back in the US until August for SummerSlam. If they can deliver in Saudi Arabia, they can deliver in Scotland, and then they can deliver in Toronto, you have everything you need for a recipe for success for this company. Everything could help the stars be aligned if the jobs are met, the jobs are done well, and the results of the feedback of those jobs are done properly. My big question is 4 matches enough on this card? I really don't know if it is. I'm not going to know if 4 matches are enough until I actually see it. But WWE has got all the tools at their disposal to use, and SmackDown this Friday night is going to set the course for the remainder of what could happen. Um, there'll probably be some reports in the next couple of weeks before Clash of the Castle on, who could get the next push, who's going to get the next look. I mean, you just never know. But yeah, for next week's preview, just going to be going over the results of the card, the results of my predictions, how many I got right, how many I got wrong, and then we will look ahead on what those results is going to mean when we go to Glasgow, Scotland for Clash of the Castle. And also, I will also give an update on Drew McIntyre's injury status, because I do believe that it's going to be him and Priest for the World Heavyweight title. And there shouldn't be any question in my mind that Drew's going to win that match, if that were to happen. Still got to figure it out, because you never know. But on behalf of the man behind the scenes, the creator of RIB, Ron Regal, this is Erik Dunn saying so long and thank you from my home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This has been a presentation of Falls Going Anywhere and Run Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Next week, the results of King and Queen of the Ring as we preview Clash at the Castle. Thank you all so much for watching and for listening.